Why release the emails in a constant trickle near the end of the campaign? If the truth is your goal, surely expressing them in a couple of batches would work just as well. Constant drip drip over the last months of the campaign. Reek of WikiLeaks hoping to have maximum political impact in the campaign. It's an interesting question. But why the irritation? So why the irritation compared to publishing all at once? People, you can imagine, if we published all at once, would say, you deliberately made a giant bomb. You deliberately published all at once in order to have maximum political impact. Well, in WikiLeaks publications over the last 10 years, we've used a variety of publication strategies depending on the amount of material, how readily engaged the audience is, what the time frame is for publication. And what we've found is that you want to closely match the demand curve with the supply curve. So people can read a limited amount of words each day. Just think about it. There's a finite number of people, there's a finite amount of time, and there's finite reading speed. So their demand for words, even if they're 100% interested in that subject, is finite. So it's optimal to match the demand for a particular type of information with the supply of that information. If there's oversupply of information above the demand for it, then the oversupplied part is not read. And of course, we want our publications to have maximum possible readership, understanding, and our sources of all kinds want maximum possible impact. They don't want to go through these risks for their material to not be read. I have to say, on the strategy of our publication across with our US election related documents, we're pretty proud of it, actually. There's limited time, limited resources. Yes, we could have done things slightly differently if we had more money, more staff, etc. But within our resource constraints, we put together, I think, a pretty kick-ass publishing schedule designed to maximize uptake, readership, engagement, and knowledge extraction from our publications, designed deliberately to make it hard to spin what we were publishing. What do I mean by that? Well, in this particular case, we have the Democratic campaign of Hillary Clinton and her associated media allies doing everything they could to spin what we were publishing. And I know how this works. If there's knowledge that WikiLeaks is going to be publishing, say, over a month-long period, then a crisis team is set up. We've had a number of those WikiLeaks war rooms and crisis teams set up against us by different governments and companies, Bank of America to the Pentagon, the State Department. And they get ready each morning, wait for our publication, and then they try and spin it. So insofar as our publications are at all predictable, that spin can be lined up ahead of time, and those war rooms can be resourced. So we made sure that what we were going to publish was unpredictable. When we were going to publish, it was unpredictable. How much we were going to publish each day was unpredictable. That we had both a human element looking closely at what was happening with the news and finds on Reddit and so on, and an algorithm which also introduced cryptographically secure noise into publication decisions in relation to amounts and timings, and making that decision on the fly, not a month ahead of time with a schedule all planned out. Why? Because if we were hacked, we didn't want, in this case, our algorithm, the stochastic terminator, its programmatic output to be known in advance, because that would permit the Clinton campaign and others to attempt to counterspin our publications at each moment. And we want our publications to be as unspun as possible.